today. So first of all, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the EEN2EIC ePitch session. We have quite a mix of countries today. So we'll have one Ukrainian startup, then Spanish and Portuguese startups as well. So I'm Etienne Pébrier, I'm working for Euroquity BPA France. We are a matchmaking platform and also operating some projects which are funded by the EIC. And so today's session is organized in the framework of the EEN2EIC project, in which we are supporting Seal of Excellence companies that received it after their application to the EIC Accelerator. And we organized this session together with the Lithuanian Innovation Center, with Vytautas, and also with Madrid Masde from Spain, and all the EEN, so European Enterprise Network, local nodes from Spain, Portugal, and Lithuania. So without further ado, I would like to give the floor to Vitas, who will be moderating the session today, and I wish good luck to the companies.
Great, thank you, Etienne. Hello, everyone. My name is Vitas. I'm coming from the Lithuanian Innovation Center, and I have just the few operational details to share with you before we start. So first of all, each company will have 5 minutes to showcase their business, and this will be followed by 3 minutes of Q&A each. Dear investors, during the dedicated time, feel free to type your questions in the chat or activate your mic and ask the question directly. Also, a note for investors that you can ask for introductions to the companies of your choice through the form that will be shared in the chat. I can already see this in the chat. So, without further delay, I would like to give the floor to the first company pitching today, and Felipe Quinaz, who is representing Nuada. So, Felipe, you can activate your mic, and you have 5 minutes to pitch your startup.
Sure. Can you hear me correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm ready. Hello, everyone. My name is Philippe Quinaz, and I'm here to present Nuada. Our hands, they are very important to us. They're a vital part of who we are and how we see ourselves. They are amazing, but unfortunately, they are frail. Millions of people suffer from 3 big problems: lack of strength, pain, and tremor in the hands. When we talk about lack of strength, you can think about elderly people, people that had strokes, neurodegenerative disorders. Pain, you can think about diseases like tendinitis and arthrosis. And tremor, you can think about diseases so common such as Parkinson. These 3 problems have a very high negative impact in the quality of lives of these people, and so that's why we've developed Nuada. Nuada is this device that you see here on my hand. It's a patented class 1 medical device that we are already selling, and let me show you how it works. It seems like a normal glove connected to a smartwatch, but when I turn the system on, the first thing the system does is adapt to my hand in this case. And again, it continues looking like a smartwatch to connect to a glove. And it's most of the time, it's like a normal glove. Nothing happens. However, when I want to hold something that's heavy, the sensors inside the glove understand what I want to do. And now, as I close my hand around the object, the cables adjust, and I can basically hold whatever object I want without letting go and with my muscles completely relaxed. I still have full range of motion, and when I want to open, I just open and returns being a normal glove. So again, this is really easy to use. And this is such a huge problem that obviously other people try to solve it. However, the alternatives have always been using heavy motors supported by very heavy batteries to provide a very, very tiny amount of force. So this means that the systems are very energy inefficient and we think not compatible with daily use. With the most important thing that I want to tell you regarding our competition is that they are not for the same people. Okay, I can go into more detail in the future. There's 2 big markets for our solution, both the healthcare market, where we are currently focused, but then there's also an industry market for injury prevention. If we take the total amount of people just in EU and the USA that require our system, we estimate that there's 179 million, and we multiply it by the current cost of our system, which is 7,000 euros, we get a very big number in the trillions. So we don't think that we know enough to make sure that who is going to pay for that, because our solution is getting paid by insurance companies and national health systems. But we can comfortably say that 10 million users are very certainly available, and so that gives us a sum of 70 billion, and just with 1 million users, which is a tiny fraction of the people who need it, gives us an obtainable market of 7 billion euros. The market business model is very simple. We sell the actual device for 7,000 euros. It's already being co-paid. But we also have a recurrent revenue stream coming from the replacement of the gloves that wear naturally. The sensors inside the glove also provide a set of metrics which allows us to explore revenue from the software and from this data. We already have partnerships in several countries. Because we only were certified in December last year, these are very early stage partnerships, but we already have more than 50 customers throughout the whole world, and we have proven that the insurance companies and that the governments are paying. We have an amazing set of partnerships in place, and we have been awarded many awards in deep tech and innovation competitions throughout the years. But really our biggest asset is our amazing team. We have everything that covers what we need, from the idea, prototyping to actual manufacture. We manufacture our own devices, but also cover regulation and sales. We are currently planning, so it's not officially open, but you are the first ones to know this. We are planning an investment round, which would be around Series A of 1 million euros for a 10 million euro post-money valuation. And the main idea is that we want to explore the 4 biggest markets that we have, which is USA, Germany, UK, and the Nordics. Improve our manufacturing and make a final batch of 100 units, and then manage a research grant that we have applied nationally for 600K, and that would be the use of funds for the 1 million euros. But the most important thing that I want you to remember about Nuada is that Nuada is a natural device that people will even forget they are wearing. Nuada, your life hands-on. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Felipe. You're right on time. Now we can open the floor to the questions. Yes, I see the first question in the chat. Could you please elaborate on the complementary aspect of the team? What experiences, special skills allows you to conduct the project?
Yes, so I was a university teacher in the software area. I actually broke a bone in my hand, so I had the problem, and I invented the system to solve it. I'm the CEO of the company. Fernando, which is our CTO, has a big manufacturing company, both for injection molding and electronics. So all of our manufacturing is done here in Portugal. We have textile people. We have the previous vice president of manufacturing for Lexmark working with us for the scaling up of our project, which is Brad Mingus. We have medical doctors, we have OTs, which is the medical people that are closer to the actual problem. And then we have a group of distributors and people from regulation. So it's a very complete and rounded up team, despite not being so many.
Great. Thank you. Any more questions to Felipe?
If there are no questions, I would have one as well, Felipe. What is the feedback from your first users? I guess it's positive, but what could you elaborate on it?
Yeah, so with our system, people that cannot use their hands for anything, they can hold different objects. So they can eat by themselves, they can hold spoons, forks, knives, they can do rehab on their arms. So it completely changes the way they live. The current feedback has been amazing because it's very easy to sell directly to healthcare, because it's day and night before the glove and after the glove, and the people really see the value. And that's why we are focused on healthcare and not on industry, where the people who decide where to buy and how many to buy were not the people using it. So it was a very long process.
Okay. I would like to add one more short question about competition, if you can elaborate a bit on that.
Yes, so traditional approaches, and the NASA system has been around through the 80s. They follow the traditional approach in exoskeletons, which is having motors pull the systems, the cables in this case. This approach has one problem. The motors need a lot of energy to provide very tiny force. Okay, our system is mostly mechanical. So when we are holding the object, it's a mechanical system that's holding. So there's no energy expenditure. So the whole system, our system, weighs 200 to 300 grams, and their system weighs 3 kilos or more. And you have to have a backpack of batteries, and the force provided it's much lower. But the most important thing is why I say it in the end, is that they require you to press your fingers against each other because they have pressure sensors on the fingertips, okay, to control how much force the motors will do. This means that you have to have the ability to close your fingers and make some kind of pressure. Most of our customers are not even able to move the fingers. So they can use our system and they cannot use this system. So although there's competition, they're not for the same group of people. And even compared for the same tiny group of people, we estimate around 5% of our customers could also potentially use this system. Our system is much lighter and much stronger.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Felipe. And now we can, if I don't see any more questions in the chat, but we can discuss this further in the forum, which is in our chat. And let's move to the second company. And Mr. Andrei from Djooky LLC, please, the floor is yours. Welcome.
My name is Andrei Dakhovsky. I'm a founder and CEO of Djooky. My background is academic. I've got PhD in theoretical physics, but my passion led me into music industry. I worked for over a decade for Universal Music, world's biggest music company, as CEO of the affiliate in Ukraine. Over the years, I have interviewed dozens of emerging artists. All of them share the same struggle. They have no access to funds and expert resources for professional production and promotion of their music. Mostly, they upload homemade tracks on streaming platforms and earn €5 monthly on average. We built a platform which lets musicians to issue shares in their future song incomes, we call it royalties, and sell these shares to their fans and investors. We have following customer segments: artists, their fans, investors in music IP rights, and industry professionals. Our unique value proposition for artists is access to funding and expert resources while they retain control over their works. We are an opportunity for fans to invest in their favorite artists, and we are a source of new customers, new clients for industry professionals. We also transform music into digital asset, a new asset class for investors with high return on investment potential. Each song is an asset, sometimes very much powerful asset, like Despacito song, which generated over $500 million in the first 3 years. Music market has grown steadily over the past decade and is currently valued at $30 billion. Music streaming is a major driver which accounts for 70% of total earnings, with 700 million of users today expected to surpass 1 billion in the next couple of years. Djooky targets 20% of this audience, those seeking new music and emerging art. Artist uploads song. AI checks its originality. Artist defines number of shares, price per share, fund allocation. fans and investors buy those shares at the Dutch auction and receive passive income. At any moment, they can resell these shares at the Djooky's secondary market. Djooky earns commission from both initial sales and secondary trades. To date, 16 successful auctions generated over 100,000 euros for musicians with LTV to CAC ratio of 12. We aim to become a unicorn in music tech in the next 5 years. Nearest roadmap milestones are Web3 integration to tokenize royalties on chain, and AI talent scouting and investor risk as evaluation tools. We are seeking for 300,000 euros as bridge investment to deliver on these milestones in the next 12 months. Meet Claire, one of our success stories. With the help of our platform, she generated funds, boosted her career, her song became viral. It would have taken years for her to earn this money from streaming. Our team is perfectly balanced with wealth of experience in music, tech, legal, and marketing. Our competitors are blockchain-based music marketplaces, music rights management platforms, crowdfunding platforms like Patreon and Kickstarter. Djooky stands out with proprietary deep tech innovations and community-centric ecosystem. Fans act both as investors and song promoters, reducing reliance on traditional marketing. We have a global reach, and replicating our tech stack and ecosystem requires significant capital and time for our potential investors. So it's practically impossible. We also have a highest level of trust and transparency. All processes automated, approved by German's BaFin. All transactions managed by authorized escrow agent from Luxembourg, and investors protected by standard royalty purchase agreements, which can be enforced in court. We've gone through serious acceleration processes in top accelerators in EU, Japan, India, UK, won Select USA 2023 FinTech pitching competition backed by US Department of Commerce. And we've been extensively covered in media, including publication in top tier music and tech editions like Wired, Billboard, Rolling Stone, Music Week. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Andrei. I see that other people are thinking now what to ask, or our chat is still open for this. Yes, we have one more question. Could you share more details on the product's deployment?
Yes, of course. So we have a website. Any customer who registers should go through KYC, go through verification. Then, if it's an artist uploads song, links to video, links to social media, and initiates the auction. To initiate the auction, artists have to pay symbolic €1. This we do to avoid spamming, and sets period for the auction. Could be 1 week or 2 or 3 or maximum 4 weeks. Then we expect that artist is active in social media, inviting fans. We also do our homework at LinkedIn in our social media to investors in music IP rights. Auction is a Dutch type of auction. So everyone can bid higher price, and when the time of auction is over, highest bids qualify. And owners of shares in songs royalties receive electronically signed agreements, which they can keep. This is a proof that they have stake in royalty rights of particular song. Then song get monetized through different channels. That's music streaming, also licensing to Netflix, films, commercials, also public performance. So any euro which hits escrow account which relates to this particular song is automatically distributed among musicians and those who are invested in royalty rights. So everyone receives a portion of income which song generates. And last but not least, at any time, investor can resell these shares on the secondary market, which is open for all users, also for artists after lockup period. And it's like New York Stock Exchange, where you trade a stock of songs, not of companies.
Great. Great. Thank you, Andriy. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you. And just a short reminder that you can discuss further and ask further questions in the form which is available in our chat. So now let's move to our third company. Dear Jorge, the floor is yours, and please present your company, QUBIZ.team. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Well, it's going to be me who presents instead of Jorge. I'm Sara Ibanez, CEO of QUBIZ.team. And we are a startup focused on quantum sensing. Quantum sensing is one of the three branches of quantum technologies, which are quantum computing, quantum communications, and quantum sensing and metrology, which is focused on making measurements with high accuracy. Among all the quantum sensors available in the market right now, there are those called nitrogen vacancy centers in diamond, NV centers, which present high advantages comparing to the others. And we are using these specific sensors for different challenges. Our first challenge is PFAS detection in water, for which we got the Seal of Excellence. And we are also working on challenges related to biomedicine or monitoring, for example, different types of physical magnitudes in industries under extreme conditions such as high humidity or temperature. But this presentation is going to be about our main challenge of PFAS detection in water. So what are PFAS? PFAS are highly contaminating compounds, very used by the industry because they are resistant to basically all type of extreme conditions. So for this reason, they are used in everything. Everything that is, for example, water resistant or non-sticky uses PFAS. But they are also very toxic, persistent and bioaccumulatives, and so this is a really big problem. In addition, the OECD has already identified over 7 million of different types of these compounds, and they have been detected everywhere, in air, in water, and also in soil. So they spread, and we end up ingesting them through food and also, of course, through water. The Forever Loving project has identified over 44,000 of PFAS contaminated sites in Europe, and they estimated that the cost to clean up these PFAS in the environment is 100 billion per year during 20 years. So it's a huge challenge for which there are already some regulations, but so far only in drinking water, both in Europe since 2023 and also in the United States since last year. So as I mentioned, it is a huge global challenge, also imposing a big public health issue. And to address this challenge, we propose the following solution. we are developing a device, a portable device, that is able to detect these PFAS compounds on site, quantifying concentrations in real time. And the device is composed of three main parts: the hardware, that basically is able to detect specific signals that come from fluorine. Fluorine is present in all PFAS compounds and is the way to detect actually these compounds in water samples. Then the hardware has integrated quantum sensors, in particular these NV centers that I mentioned, to enhance these signals and make measurements much more accurate. And then data science to manage and optimize all the data that we collect with the device. In terms of the market, the TAM of PFAS testing market is expected to grow from 10 billions to 25 billions in the next 10 years since last year. The sum from 4 to 11 billions and some from 0.7 to 70 millions. Our business model is focused on B2G, but mainly B2B, with target industries being mainly those where PFAS in water in manufacturing processes can be critical. For example, food or textile industries. Here are examples of some of our clients. And about competitors, of course, we have competitors. However, we can say that we don't have direct competitors in the sense that there are no companies working on or offering a solution that is able to work in real time on site with a high level of accuracy and in a cost-effective way. I want to point out about the team that we have a highly qualified team with 3 PhDs. One is a full professor in chemistry. Another one is an expert in quantum sensing. We have people with backgrounds in chemistry and physics, also experts in business development, and a board of highly qualified advisors too, with, in particular, 3 full professors. And to finish, we are seeking for 10 millions. We already have 5 millions, and we are looking for the other 5. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. And the investors, now it's time for you to either open your mic and ask a question or post the question in the chat. And meanwhile, I would like to ask one more thing. Can you indicate the most important milestones which are now ahead of you?
Well, first of all, last year we ended the year in a TRL 6. This year is planned to be TRL 7. So in 2 years' time, we'll have a full product for the market that we are already testing with different industries. So more or less, this is the main milestones.
Okay.
Beyond investment, of course.
Great. Thank you very much. Do we have some more questions? Yes, we have.
In terms of, there's a question in the chat.
Yes. So please go on, and I'll read it afterwards.
Okay. So quick question. In terms of traction and working with some potential clients, how do you stand?
Last year we ended fairly above 100,000, and this year is planned 700K. And well, from there on, we hope to be in over 1 million in a short term. So more or less, this is what we are achieving right now.
And for now, all projects are based in Spain or also in other countries?
Right now in Spain, but we're working with multinationals, for instance, in pharma and telecom industry and other sectors. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. One more question from the chat. Do you intend to extend the application of the product in the future? Some companies like Quantum Diamonds already tackle quantum sensing. What is the status of competition on this market?
So we are planning. Yes, we have a lot of ideas, and we are planning to extend the basically the application in several ways. One of them, for example, is we could easily basically extend our system not to detect PFAS, just focusing on PFAS, for example, not to detect PFAS only in water sources, but for example, in general in fluids, and in particular in body fluids, to detect in saliva or in blood and quantify the effect of these PFAS in ourselves, and potentially do studies to correlate the impact of those in different health issues, for example. But of course, MB centers are used for a lot of applications, and we have potential clients right now for different use cases where they can be, where we want to apply them, for example, for, as I was saying in the beginning, monitoring different conditions in different industries, for example, where other sensors cannot work properly because they don't resist, for example, high temperatures. MB centers have, besides of being really, really precise on measuring magnetic fields and in parallel other magnitudes, such as temperature, for example, because of their physical properties, because it's carbon, they can resist high conditions of temperature or humidity, for example, without significant variations in the signals that they receive, measuring the signals and the readout of these systems.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, the team of QUBIZ.team. So now, last but not least, we are moving to our fourth company presenting today, FutureVoltaics. And Beatrice and Jose, the floor is yours.
I would ask you to enable the microphone for Beatriz as well, because we will be taking turns to describe our company.
Yes.
Okay, so
I believe I can be heard now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear now.
Okay,
Thank
I'll
you.
start sharing my screen now. I think you can now see the presentation.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So, good afternoon. We are FutureVoltaics. We are here today because we believe in the future. We believe that things can be better, and solar energy can be much better. We have a solar technology with a strong patent protection that cuts in half the payback time for our customers. It is market ready. We have already solved a few small projects, and we are currently in a 1.5 million investment round, where 1 million is already committed by other investors. The main challenge with solar energy is that it only works well at noon in sunny days. You can see in red, sorry, the production of conventional solar systems along the day, the hourly production curve of conventional technology, and you can see that it peaks at noon, producing more supply than demand. This causes the prices of electricity to drop to zero. This is where we found our opportunity. Our system in light green produces more power at the beginning and the end of the day, and also in winter and cloudy days, thus producing energy at times where electricity is more valuable. This is made possible by a new solar technology, Vector. What makes us different is that instead of turning the solar panels towards the sun, we turn the sunlight towards the solar panels.
Vector, shown here, is assembled into its component, the vertical bifacial solar panels, the reflective films that make Vector act as a solar tracker, and the foldable mounting structure, which makes that Vector is very easily transported and installed, is competitively priced with significant potential for cost reduction as we scale up. We are currently focusing our business model on direct sales of the vector system, but we will transition over time to IP licensing of our patents, know-how, and software. A software that is also at the core of our technology because it allows to customize the design of the reflectors to a certain location using real meteorological data and ray tracing that simulates how the sun rays are moving. We are focusing on large industrial rooftops and commercial buildings because it's there where we have our larger economical and environmental advantage, including a 24% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by the reduced use of aluminium, which is a critical raw material.
We have full freedom to operate with a strong patent protection. The European Patent Office has asserted in a recent report that all of our claims meet all criteria of inventiveness, novelty, and industrial applicability. Our patent will be enforceable in Europe, China, and the USA.
Here we present the business case for industrial rooftops for both Madrid and Munich to compare to different latitudes. And you can see how the energy yearly yield is highly increased with vector, how the levelized cost of energy is reduced, how the payback time is halved as compared to conventional systems, and how the revenue is increased by a 50%, which is translated into an increased internal return rate.
The cap table is dominated by the founders with 60% of the equity. 25% is owned by a venture capital fund, EEN2EIC, and another 12% is owned by another investment fund, Iranca. The Spanish government owns a small share of 7%, and the rest of the equity is owned by the founders.
And finally, here's our team, so you can put some more faces beside ours to this project. Our team currently has a strong technical focus, but also has people with large expertise in business administration and law. And we intend to strengthen our weak points by hiring people specialized in marketing and sales, always keeping a focus on gender balance.
That's all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Beatrice and Jose. Great presentation. I see that right now there are no questions in the chat. I would like to ask about your business model. If you can say a few words, what is your market entry strategy?
Yeah, we're initially focusing on the rooftop market for industries and large buildings and large infrastructures. So we sell the hardware, we sell a complete kit that includes the solar panels, the reflectors, and the support structure. So basically, initially, our business model is to sell the hardware. After that, in the long term, we intend to license our technology to other manufacturers. But initially, we see it as necessary to manufacture the product ourselves. So we are sure that we are making it right.
Great. Thank you very much. So to discuss this further with Jose and Beatrice, please fill in the form which was now posted in the chat. This is a great opportunity for you to ask some questions even afterwards. So thank you, the team. And with this, I would like to thank everyone for this event and all the 4 companies which were pitching today. So this is the end of our pitching session, which was organized by Lithuanian Innovation Center, Madrid +D, and Roku TBP France. Thank you to all the participants and investors who have attended our event today. And with this, I would like to also emphasize that for investors that you will receive the links to access companies' profiles on Euroquity. So as well as the recording of this session, which you will receive by email. So if you want to get in touch with one of the participants of today, please send us an email or complete the intro form. So see you very soon for our next pitching session, which is planned next week, Wednesday 29th, for more Seal of Excellence companies in Austria. So thank you, everyone, and have a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.